Hi, welcome to Cook to Connect. In this episode, I will be making Leche Flan, a traditional Filipino dessert. To learn more about this dish and its culture, let's chat with my grandma. What is your background in Filipino cuisine?
My background is I learned the cooking, our traditional cooking, Filipino cooking from my parents, since I was a little girl, 12 years old, and up to this time, I have been cooking the same food over and over again. Yeah.
Do you remember the first time you ever had flan?
Yeah, the first time, I do remember, this is when I was in high school in home economics, and our first project was the Leche Flan. They call it Leche Flan in Spanish. That means it's like a custard, and it was so exciting, that time.
Mm-hmm.
And although it wasn't really that perfect, but we made it, with my classmates. And sometimes, like when we have some party at home, my parents will ask me and my sister, if we can cook flan. And from that time on, we've been practicing and made it perfect.
So how do you make a flan?
Well, flan is easy. Just like as I have said, even I told my kids, I never do measurement. I just do, estimate, I always prepare my plan, with 12 eggs, 1 dozen of eggs, a cup of sugar, 1 condensed milk, and 1 evaporated milk. The 1 cup of sugar, I use it as my caramel. And I melted my caramel, in a baking pan on a, stove, And until it melts, I do it slowly until it melts. And then once it's melted, I set it aside. And then I do my eggs. I separate the white egg from the egg yolk. And pretty much I use only the egg yolk, not the white, For 1 dozen, it's equal 1 dozen of eggs, 1 condensed milk, and 1 evaporated milk, okay? So I mix it together with the egg yolk and, mixed it. And what I do, sometimes you can put vanilla if you want. Or what I do, I put a grated orange, I grate the orange and put it in the, mix it with the flan.
Mm-hmm.
And then once it's mixed, pretty good, I pour my flan, on the caramel.
Mm-hmm.
And then I steam it. You steam it only for like about 20 to 25 to 30 minutes or 45 minutes at the most. And then, once it's cooked, you get a toothpick, stick it in your pan and see if something, going to that stick and it's not cooked yet.
Mm-hmm.
If it's clear and clean, then it's cooked. Then I put it in the refrigerator and just, keep it cool a little bit. Then I put it in the refrigerator. And then once it's cool, I turn it upside down to show the caramel in it.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you can put, a cherry on the top of it. Yeah. Flan.
Okay. Do you have any special tips or advice when I try to make it?
Yeah, what I can do, make sure you use exact size of pan, and also make sure your caramel, it's not burned, okay? It should be melted equally and evenly.
Okay.
So the taste, will not be like bitter.
Yeah.
Because once your caramel is burned, it's bitter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the good tip.
Okay, thank you. After that awesome interview, I went home and got out my ingredients. I got out eggs, sugar, vanilla, salt, and milk. To create my caramel, I sprinkled in a thin layer of sugar until it dissolved. I continued to do this until it became a golden color. Then I was able to stir in the rest of the sugar. I avoided big clumps because it can lead to burning. Then I poured the caramel into the pie plate and swirled it around so it covered the full surface. This caramel will immediately start to harden, so you have to tilt it quickly. As it bakes, the caramel will start to dissolve again to create a nice thin layer. Use a saucepan to heat up the milk slowly. It's okay to use the same saucepan that you cook the caramel in because it will only add more flavor to your custard. Add a little bit of salt to the milk as well. While the milk comes up to a simmer, it's time to create your custard. Although my grandma only uses part of the egg, I don't want to waste any part of it, so I'm using the whole egg. The whole egg will create a softer set of the custard, but that's okay. Add the rest of the sugar and whisk it with the eggs. This is called blanching. Add vanilla and a bit of salt. Begin boiling water and preheat your oven to 325. Temper your custard by slowly pouring your heated milk into the custard while whisking at the same time. You don't want to pour too fast or you will scramble your eggs. Pour the custard into the pie plate. We're going to place this inside of this large pan which is already in the oven, which is going to act as our water bath. A water bath ensures the flan will come out the correct consistency. It mimics the steamer that is traditional in Leche Flan. Pour the boiled water around the pie pan and then close the oven. Allow it to cook for about 30 to 40 minutes. Since I used whole eggs, it may need to cook for a little longer. You know that your flan is done when it is wobbly, not jiggly, as well when the knife comes out clean. Once it is finished, let it cool for 30 minutes, then pop it in the fridge for another hour or so. This dish is best served cold. Once chilled, we flip it over to reveal the caramel top, and your flan is done and ready to serve. Okay, what do you think? Thumbs up.
It's good, except it's too sweet for me.
Okay. Improvement.
And it's not a little bit moist because you included the white yolk. The white,
Yeah.
But if you don't, you put only the egg yolk. It's really going to be moist. But other than that, you did it right,
Yeah, it's good.